Well, come back to Let's Play Pokemon Violet Blind. Now, if you somehow haven't, well, nobody really watches this Let's Play, so, you know, I'll explain it every single time I do that. I do that to sync up the audio. I'm gonna turn my headphones on, right? I'm gonna tell you how long it takes for the sound of me, you know, that sound when you click on controllers, to come from the capture card itself as I'm recording. So I'm gonna press it, and I'm gonna say when I hear it from the capture card's record software, just to tell you just how bad the out of sync recording is when I record, and that's why I have to freaking sync things up. There. That's how freaking long it takes for that freaking sound to play. That's how out of sync it is. I would not be able to do like you know, a live stream or anything like that with this kind of setup. It'd be impossible. It would be delayed. Anyways, I updated before starting, so you know, we didn't get that pop-up this time. First time I'd used the Switch in handheld mode in ages. I couldn't even get it to turn on. At first, it's like, oh god, is it screwed? Nah, it was just a bit finicky on the button. And the trouble with this game is there's no voice acting, so it's harder to sync up the audio. Thing is, it's like last record session I did for Persona 3 Fez, right? I synced up the audio based on Fuka's, who's like the character who analyzes in battle and stuff like that. So she's like consistently got voice lines, so I was like using that to sync up the audio. But then as I'm like editing the video, I'm noticing like click sounds of me like scrolling through things in the game, and they don't sound like they're in sync, and I'm like, is it in sync or is it not? It's really annoying syncing up audio. It's a real pain in the ass. The trouble is, it's like I record for like usually a minimum of a little over 2 hours for these Let's Plays, and I notice when I'm editing and putting it into individual parts, it gradually goes slightly more out of sync over time for some reason, and it's really annoying. So then I gotta resync up the audio again, or as I often do, if it's not noticeable, like too noticeable, I'm like, eh, fuck it. Never noticed these before. What are these? Like bird baths? Then they suddenly start spinning. It's like, oh shit, they were actually Beyblades all along. Plot twist. You know, sometimes I get an ad on YouTube. It's like, you know, toys and shit randomly. And it's like, I got an ad for Beyblades. It's like, that's still a thing? This thing when I was bloody grown up. Probably not as big nowadays. They probably don't have like an anime to hype it up. Be like, look how dramatic this is. Didn't have the staying power that, well, Pokemon, for example, had. So what are we doing today? Well, let's think. I did say I'd do more class at the school, but, you know, on the way, why don't we, see if we can find that damn Titan. Because I think the issue seems to be that the Titans aren't actually big anymore. And to initiate battle with them, you gotta press A. So we'd know if we've encountered the right Pokemon if we, you know, can walk up to it and it doesn't trigger a battle immediately. Then we know it's not the right Titan. Well, we know it is the Titan if it doesn't trigger battle just, you know, bumping into them, basically. Question is, where would he be? Sorry, Jinx, so I almost bumped into you. Because I never did really figure out where he was, did I? Because he was probably there all along and I just didn't notice because of his regular size. I mean, another... God damn it with these little bastards, these ankle biters. Another thing to keep in mind with these, I forgot what I was going to say now. These Titans, what was I going to say about them before I was rudely interrupted by an ankle biter? Maybe that they're stationary, basically? I can't remember if that's what I was going to say or not. Because they don't seem to move around at all, they just kind of stay in place. So that's probably one way to tell where the Titan is. Because, you know, the regular Pokemon are always on the move. Where is this? It can't have been up there, right? It might have been up there, actually. I don't know. We were just up there, though, weren't we? Yeah, it's not up here. Maybe over there, or beyond there. Let's also see what's in here. Was it Skiploom again? Oh, it's Tropius this time. Thanks for the LP. There are 3 crabs, but none of them to form a Titan. These either over here or at the bottom of this place, I'd assume. Maybe. Well, that one's moving, so I don't think it's that one. Trouble is, you know, that Titan was the first one we faced. That was so long ago at this point. It's hard to remember where these bastards were. It's like, even if we had like a, you know, a map that pinpointed its exact location, I probably still wouldn't find it. And now we're in Artisan. Was it actually further up around by Artisan? I can't remember. I don't think it would have been. Might have been in the area, but definitely wouldn't have been there. Maybe I am looking on the wrong side. Maybe it's over there. Or maybe over here. Nah, I don't think it's there. Huh. Having real trouble finding this. I really should just, you know, look at the walkthrough at this point. And by walkthrough, I mean a map that shows the exact spot where these titans are. Because we no longer have an indicator for that. All I'm doing is just collecting random Pokeballs that contain various things like rare candies. Where, oh where art thou, former Titan? I mean, the trouble with this place is a lot of it just kind of blends together. I mean, one way to pinpoint its location, you know, visually, would be if we could find where there's just an empty black entrance to the place where the Herba Mystica was. Because that would mark its territory. And I think that's just a shadow. I'll meet you when I find it. Calcium. That's not what we're looking for, though. We're looking for a crab like that, but it's not on a wall. It's... well, we're looking for a wall that has, like... not a shadow, but... empty darkness that indicates an entrance that isn't an entrance because we can't go in there anymore for some stupid reason. But yeah, back to searching. We're looking at a map of it online. It looks like it's over here. Somewhere. Oh wait, is that it down there? I think it is. No sign of the Titan though, but we face him, you know, up there. But yeah, there's the entrance that we can no longer enter. So he should be somewhere atop here. Is that him over there? Ah. I can't bounce off you or anything. Well, here I am with my Titan pal I'm about to catch. Klawf! How did it take you this long to find me? Holy shit, you're only level 16, I guess that makes sense. Don't suppose you can be stun spoiled, right? I'm a rock crab, I avoid that shit. Momentarily it did anyway. Oh, seriously? It's like, just because I'm only level 16 doesn't mean that I am going to go that so easily. Titan Claw. And we've caught a lot of Pokemon over the course of this Let's Play, which, you know, is to be expected to be over 100 parts now. Wait, what does it say about the stats? It's amazing. Where does it show the, Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, Titan mark. A mark for a Pokemon that was a Titan. Titan Claw, the former Titan. So yeah, that marks Titan Pokemon. Should be the same for you, right? Yep. So let's skedaddle out of here, shall we? Before we get attacked by crabs. There are a lot of crabs around here. I'm heading in the wrong direction. Let's... Hold up, what was that? Oh, it's just a sign. As always, they're facing the wrong way. Yes, that challenge was completed long ago. Several hundred years ago. What is over there? It's... Who's that Pokemon? Fortress. We are the Titan now. We're breaching the castle walls. Wait. Of course. It's decorative. We can't actually walk into here. Interior design is just not within Game Freak's budget, I guess. Yeah, wasn't there like some kind of... I have no idea what the game is. But it looks like a game you wouldn't expect from Game Freak. It's like, I was looking through the Wikipedia page listing all of the games that Game Freak were involved in making, and really, it's just Pokemon, 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 and Pokemon, with a few other games in between. It's like before Pokemon, you know, they just had a few games, but then after Pokemon, it kind of consumed the company. It's like, all we do is Pokemon, so it's surprising when they actually try to do something different that isn't Pokemon related. We shall take languages. For his final lesson, he decides to teach us all curse words. Man, can you imagine that for a student, especially a student that's, you know, all like, yeah, swear words are cool. If their teacher taught them all swear words in different languages, it's like they'd be the cool teacher to those type of students, but be a very bad teacher to basically anyone who's stuck on the other hand. Be like, you're not supposed to be teaching our children naughty words. You're supposed to just be teaching them other languages, not the bad words. My dear friends, how are you all today? It's time for the last of Salvador's language lessons. It's for Spritz. Are you ready? I guess. I'm pretty sure in my family tree there's a bit of French ancestry, but it's really far back. There's like one ancestor that's from the Channel Islands, and you know, it was only until like it took me a while because I got the baptism record I found, right? But it was a transcribed version. But then when I, you know, came across the physical scans of it, of these records, I'd noticed that baptism records in Jersey and the Channel Islands, and probably the Channel Islands as a whole, are in French, which makes sense because it's closer to France than it is to Britain. And I was like, would that kind of imply maybe French ancestry on that side? Maybe. And there was another one that had a very French sounding last name, but most of their ancestors, for at least 2 other generations anyway, were English. But prior to that, like, we're talking early 1700s or late 1600s, where an ancestor might have been French. It's like it's mostly just been, you know, Welsh, English, and Irish. Probably Scottish in there somewhere. It's just I haven't been able to trace to that point. But I'm pretty sure there's an ancestor there. Definitely gotta be some ancestry. Well, response, fantastic, great answer. That is perfect for our last class together. I love it. And today we will butcher pronunciation of other words in other languages. We will once again be having a listening lesson. Let's see, go for it, my assistant Pikachu. Let's get right to it, my little Pikachu friend. For our last listening class, tell everyone how you're feeling right now. Sealed. Yeah, what he said. Ooh, can you feel it? That's one contagious emotion in Pikachu's voice. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu is trying to convey just now? Pain? Oh my, did Pikachu sound like it's in pain to you, Emily Bay? When Pikachu says, it's expressing happiness, doesn't it make you just want to break out into a happy dance? It's like, nah, his happiness sounds like pain. I mean, he did. I was like thinking it's like, oh, maybe he's got a cold or something, and it's like contagious. But no, happiness is contagious. I don't know all that bullshit. You know what else is contagious? Misery. I didn't have to ask Pikachu to put on an act today. Oh no, I simply asked it to show you all how it felt about getting to have class with you. Getting to meet so many new friends and study together in this class with you. It's made both me and my little Pikachu so very happy. And now, a promise of nothing, let me give you all one last word of advice. As you live your lives, I'm sure you will all have times when you get mad or sad, maybe even more than you would like. Everything has its ups and downs. Life is a veritable roller coaster, and I hate roller coasters. But I mean, in the end, that is there is surely happiness waiting for you, with my big ass stupid grin. So, goddess, keep a smile on your face, even the hardest times. I mean, that would be freaking wild, man. Can you imagine, like, it's the apocalypse, everyone around you dying, and you just got this big ass smiley face, like, yay. I mean, some people probably would be like, ah, yeah, I never thought I'd get to see this. This is awesome. It's like, you freaking crazy bastard. Why would you want to live to see that? When you're faced with a problem that you can't handle alone, find someone to rely on. Be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone, except for people who are untrustworthy, which could be honestly any of these things, really. It's like you'd have a family member where you'd be like, oh, I don't trust them with this kind of situation, or a friend where it's like, yeah, we're friends, but this situation they're not really that reliable on. And you know, anyone that just takes, that's just, you know, that's a gamble right there. Approaching yours, next lesson will be our final exam. Be sure to review what we learned in all our lessons so far. Adios, matinee. Matinee, of course, being Japanese. It's gonna be the final class for battle studies, so... who do we bring with us into class? Can we bring Maridon in? No. Well, we can change it to battle form. Maybe that would allow it to be in the party, but I don't know how that would work. You know what, Dreadnought? You deserve to see a class. You're our second best bird. Molly's been to many a class, so why not Dreadnought? Dreadnought's probably been to a class once, maybe, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't keep track of all these things. Then ends up being a class indoors and it's like, god damn it. Oos, this is our last class, but don't let those energy levels drop before we wrap things up. You've shown that you have more than enough knowledge to be supporting, super strong battlers. I don't know that I don't know that I have much left to teach you. But we can always aim for even greater heights. So today I'm going to teach you about the rules of linked battles, the thing you will never be able to do because you don't have friends. And, you know, that's the thing as well, you could have friends, right, but unless they've got the freaking same game and the same console, you can't do that shit, man, it's bullshit. When two trainers participate in linked battles together, they can engage in either single battles or double battles with each other. I've only ever done that once in my entire life. And, shocker, I lost. But, you know, I did some online battles as well in Sun and Moon. I lost most of those. But I won at least one battle against a real human being. So that's a good enough achievement for me. I also noticed that Nemona's here with the Palmy final evolution, and Arvin's there with Bostif. Gotta think of it, have we ever seen him with Bostif in classes before we, you know, were able to heal Bostif over the course of the Titan side quest? Someone's got Riley, someone's got that squirrel thing. And if you're playing in a group of 4, you can all battle each other in multi-battles. How's that work? I don't know, because I've never tried it. I mean, is it like that one thing in Sun and Moon? I forget what it's called, but, you know, they're like 4 trainers and they're all battling each other at the same time. Is it kind of like that? One interesting thing, if they haven't implemented it, I feel would be neat if they haven't, is to have it where you can team up. It's like, okay, 2 players against 2 other players, you know, double battles, but you team up. Because that'd be interesting. then you could be like, you stupid bastard, why did you make that move? We gotta be more coordinated, stupid motherfucker. Now, when you're out having battles during your independent study, you can use whatever number of Pokemon you like, and they can be any level. But in Link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. You're not allowed to use legendaries, right? Well, maybe. And if there's Link battles against, you know, just all players, I think you can just do whatever. Maybe. But, you know, in-game shit like that, it's like, you want to take on this challenging challenge, but you want to use legendaries, you know, because, I mean, where else use what you have for them? It's like, yeah, you can't use legendaries here. It's like, what is the point of having legendaries? I get, like, you know, if you had legendaries, you'd kind of steamroll a lot of opponents, potentially. But even then, you know, they're not all that. It's like, someone with a lot of knowledge and skill at the game could take a Pokemon that would completely wreck your team, like just solo it with a Pokemon that you'd think at face value is weaker, but they, you know, prove you wrong. And there's a Rockruff. Some of those special rules involve adjusting Pokemon levels. Yeah, it's probably like one of those ones where it's like, okay, levels are set to level 50 and stuff like that. Now, the no restrictions rule set lets all Pokemon stay at their current level. And it is absolutely bullshit if you're like, you just start the game and someone's like, hey, wanna, you know, have Pokemon battles? Like, sure. They're facing someone who's already beaten the game. And somehow, the one who beat the game somehow loses. Now that would be a true underdog story. Unless the, you know, person who's beat the game just was like, I'm gonna use Pokemon that are weaker level, I'll just catch big Pokemon and we'll battle it out. Then that would make a bit more sense. There's traders use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiple of the same held item too. So you could just have an army of the same Pokemon. That'd be an interesting matchup. It's like, okay, let's see which starter is the best. We'll have an all-out brawl, but we can't have triple threats. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. That'd be interesting. Have all three starters have their fully evolved forms, party of 6 for each player, and they duke it out to see who is the superior starter. It wouldn't really prove anything necessarily, because, you know, it also depends on the skill of the player. But if you choose to use normal rules, all Pokemon will be set to level 50 for your battles, as I predictably thought so. Regardless of what level they actually are, so if they're like level 5, they're suddenly level 50. Do they get the moves changed or what, or not? It's like, they just got tackle, and that's it, because they didn't level up naturally. This even includes lower level Pokemon, they'll get a power boost to participate. Normal rules let you use multiples of the same Pokemon species and of the same held items too. The great part about this rule set is that it lets any of your Pokemon participate. All they have to do is learn some good moves. Lastly, the rule set called Flat Rules mostly affects Pokemon over level 50. Such Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of the battle. Does that mean that moves they learn after level 50 get negated? No, I don't think that's the case at all. The flat rules set is the one often used for official tournaments. Right, so are we talking like outside of you know, the Pokemon lore and into real life? Like, okay, for tournaments strictly everyone's level 50. This rule set does not allow traders to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiples of the same held item. Alright, here's a question for you. Which rule set should you pick if you want to use a lower level Pokemon and keep its level low? Ah, shit. I wasn't paying attention to that. Flat rules is the one that alters the level, isn't it? So would it be normal rules? Oh, got you there. Normal rules adjust all Pokemon to level 50, even lower level ones. Ah, tricked ya. If you got some clever strategy that you need to use a level 5 Pokemon for, your best bet is to choose the Flat Rules rule set. I'm gonna suck on this final exam. Of course, you can also choose no restrictions if you want to battle with any Pokemon you want, at any level and with any held item. That's a pretty good rule set for when you want to battle freely with friends. If I had any friends to battle. In conclusion, normal rules just hold Pokemon to level 50. Flat rules let you use lower level Pokemon at their actual levels. I hope you'll use these tips to have some exciting battles with your friends that you don't have. Ah man, I was just about to suggest I do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But I guess we truly are out of time. Next class will be our final exam. Aim for a perfect score. Oos. I remember back in the day as well when I tried to freaking complete the Pokédex. It would have been helpful having friends there. That bloody game, but dude. We just got 2 more classes left. Then we'll be on our merry old way to do some other stuff. So we're not doing the exams right after. Hello class, it is I, SL, yet again. Holy shit, look at that guy in the background. He looks very old to be yet. I mean, it is basically a university. A very odd university when you think about it. It's like they take it, you know, all ages are welcome. You could basically be a baby that's learned how to talk and all that. It's like, yeah, sure, you can study here. You're a prodigy. It's like, you could be a kid or you could be on your deathbed at a super old age. You're all welcome here. As long as you're able to communicate. It's like, what does that mean? You got a thing about people who can't communicate verbally and stuff like that? No. It's basically, as long as you got a pulse, basically, you're allowed here. It's like, what about people with heart conditions? Well, they technically have a pulse. They're not dead. Anyways, my, how time flies, as they say. Well, let's discriminate against the undead. It's like, shut up. Indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now, our topic for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art. But there is absolutely no set definition as to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see what it takes us, where it takes us. You can imagine back in the day, you know, prehistoric times, they set up a standard where it's like, okay, let's define art, shall we? It's like, what do you mean define art? What the fuck are you talking about, man? We don't freaking do that shit. We put our hands and stuff on there and we'll confuse the fuck out of people thousands of years from now. But, you know, we don't have stuff like definitions of things. I mean, well, I guess they would in a sense. Just, you know. Like, think about religions. How they clearly have been used over time to, you know, serve an answer to things. It's like, think of like old Greek gods and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you got a god for the sea, you got a god that brings out the sun and stuff like that to explain why these natural occurring things happen in a way that's completely wild and out there, but you know, it's an explanation of it. You know, not gonna give the scientific explanation, like, well, basically, we're in a solar system, and we got a sun in the middle of it, and we basically orbit it, and you know, depending on where the Earth is facing at any given time during that, over the course of 24 hours, it's either pitch black, dark because it's facing away from the sun, or it's light because it's facing the sun. But there's also a tilt, you know, the orbit of our planet, well, not the orbit of the planet, the position in our planet is a bit off. So, you know, you got the northern and southern hemisphere that are a bit different, you know, they get different seasons of different times and stuff like that, and it can be all a bit confusing. So we make it all the more confusing by giving it like a god for every single thing. Can you imagine if they'd start talking about religion in classes? Like, wait, what's that got to do with art? It's like, it's got everything to do with art. I think about it, a lot of artwork is religious back in the day. Okay, maybe not all of it, you know, well, some, yeah, a lot actually, when you think about it. I just think of those weird medieval artworks, you know, where it feels like the monks, I guess, they would have been that did the drawings. They probably were just having fun. It's like, I'm writing all these records and all, and nobody appreciates it because hardly anyone's literate, but I've got to write and document all this stuff, so I'm just gonna, you know, doodle some snails battling it out with humans and stuff like that. It's just like, you know, it also adds entertainment value, because, you know, people could look at these and they might not be able to read it, but they'll look at the pictures and be like, hey, that's amusing, funny, man. Anyways, there are two things I wish to focus on today. Ribbons and marks. Ah, how fitting, considering, you know, that's what I kind of focused on at the end of the last record session. Explain to us. Both ribbons and marks are special orders that capture a Pokemon's qualities. I think marks were apparently introduced in the previous game, Sword and Shield, which I've not played. But it sounds like they probably started in that game, so it carries over to this. Ribbons, of course, have been there for at least since Gen 3, but possibly Gen 2. I've never played Gen 1 or 2, but I have a feeling maybe Gen 2 might have been where they started. Can't imagine them being in Gen 1, but you never know. But they were there in Gen 3, you had like the contests and stuff. But Gen 2 might have had something similar and maybe give ribbons, I don't know. I've only played the Gen 2 remakes and it's been a long time since I played Soul Silver. It's like, great game, but my god, is the rematch feature in that game ass. It's like nobody wants to rematch you, so you just gotta freaking constantly just fight random Pokemon around Mount Silver or wherever it was, just to freaking gain any XP. It's bullshit. It's like such a long game. You get freaking Kanto and Johto, for God's sake, and it's like nobody to battle. It's ridiculous. It's like, I guess you can take on the Elite Four again, but it's like, seriously, man. It's like, think of the remakes for the first game, you know, Gen 1, when they remake them in Gen 3. Those games are freaking awesome, man. You had the freaking Verse Seeker. You just like charge it up and then go about a bunch of trainers on screen. You activate it and like they'll be like, hands up, anyone who wants the battle, and they're like, me, 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 and you can just rematch people easily like that. But now they have to make it convoluted. It's kind of funny because Gen 3 had that battle thing as well, but that one was honestly inferior to the one in Fire Red and Leaf Green. That was the best one, and they never ever seemed to, well, I don't know, because I didn't play Gen 5 or 6. Maybe they reintroduced it there, but I can't remember Gen 4, it's been years. But what it is, Pokemon games could really use that Verse Seeker from Leaf Green and Fire Red. It was awesome. Bring it back. Both ribbon and marks are special honors that capture Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort or has a noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it can be given a ribbon. You know, I wonder what is the furthest you can transfer a Pokemon, like, to the modern day. Because I imagine you wouldn't be able to get anything from the DS or the Game Boy eras of games, so it would have to be the 3DS onwards. I think Gen 6 might have been on the 3DS. Gen 5 I'm pretty sure was on the DS. Gen 7, which I played, Sun and Moon, that's on the 3DS. So I could, you know, in theory, transfer my Pokemon from Sun and Moon, you know, to this game. But, you know, I think you need like the Pokemon Online thing, whatever it's called, which I think you have to have a subscription service to it. So I'm like, hell no, man. That's bullshit. It's like, I got the good old Pokemon box, you know, on GameCube, which I haven't touched in probably a decade. I really am curious to boot that up at some point, but I don't even know where in this house is a working GameCube with all of its, leads to be able to do that. Plus, it has to have the freaking memory card for it. God knows. To give an example here, if you manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon, it may be granted the Best Friends ribbon. Yes, that's what I got. Only for 2 of my Pokemon, because all of Pokemon are like, we're not super best friends. Incidentally, there is a person in Gaskarafra who can give your Pokemon a Best Friends ribbon. Could have been told that, quite some time ago, and I would have known earlier. Marks, on the other hand, are mostly found on wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as with a rowdy mark, or the vigor mark. Fittingly, it was on a Vigoroth, of course. It's completely up to luck whether you'll run into a Pokemon with these marks. None of them will have all the marks, though. So if you're able to catch a Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at your outstanding fortune. Because it means absolutely nothing, but hey, you get to have it, different dialogue for its introduction as you throw your Pokeball. Does anyone know what special things you can do with Pokemon that have ribbons or marks? Change them, you can show them off, you can change their title. Wonderful, Lovely Bay, your knowledge is impressive. The correct answer is that Pokemon with ribbons or marks can be given titles. What's more, they can be sent into battle displaying a title of your choosing. You can't choose it yourself, it'd be like... well, no, I don't think they'd allow you to name a Pokemon Fuckface. It'd be like, go Fuckface, the Thirds... I don't know, give us some kind of royal title or something like that. For example, you could send out a Gibble with a Best Friends ribbon by declaring, "Go Gibble, the great friend." And while I know I just said that marks are generally found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently Pokemon can be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. These are marks such as the Gobe mark, the Item Finder mark, the Partner mark, and so on. That would explain how my Pokemon got that mark. Perhaps it might be fun to try to work out how to get each mark using its name as a clue. Yeah, but how is it that some of my Pokemon got the item one, but the other ones got the gourmet one? And how come the ones with the gourmet one were the only ones that become our best friends? What's up with that? Maybe they got the gourmet one because they're always there for the sandwiches. Well, that just about wraps up our last class. Next is the final exam. Please review our material closely so that you pass on your first try.